The 1%er Podcast with Sam Bakhtiar, bringing you the 1% knowledge to help you reach your full potential. Learn what it takes to rise above the 99% and become a 1%er.
All right, we are here in downtown San Diego with the math, the myth, the legend. Billie Jean is marketing. We're right here, baby. What's up?
What's cracking, man?
How you doing, man?
I appreciate you.
Oh, bro. I mean, look, we've been here before.
Yeah.
And you guys are just amazing. I mean, as soon as you walk in, your whole team is out there greeting people. Everybody's high-fiving.
Tell them what happened when you walked in today.
When I walked in today, there was like 30 people gathered. They're all clapping. Music is blasting. I mean, your culture, how do you do it, man?
You know, that right there is just the simple golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated, right? And I've been into many offices or environments where everybody's just chilling. And when you don't know people and everyone's just chilling, you get uncomfortable, right? You get kind of nervous, like what's going on? Your defense goes up, da-da-da. I'm like, if I want to walk into an office, how would I want people to treat me? And it's like standing people giving me hugs and saying hello. Like that's the type of energy, and it sets the tone for the rest of the day.
How did you learn that? Did you just say, this is what I want? Or did you study books about culture and anything like that? Because I'm telling you right now, man, I've been to Zappos. And I don't think Zappos got shit on you. You know what I mean? Like, I've been.
They probably do, but like, I'll take it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but when I walked, I mean, I didn't get greeted like this. You know what I mean? Like you guys got food everywhere. You had private chef come cook here for us before. I mean, and everybody here is still here. You know what I mean? You don't have that much. You don't have much turnover because I would love to work here.
Yeah, man. I didn't read I read a lot of books, right, and study a lot. So that's a big thing. But I think for this, it was from the come up. I think it was literally starting with nothing and at my parents' house and seeing all these companies from the outside in and looking at them and being like, yo, I want to do that shit differently. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know, I've just been really obsessed of like, I've been to so many fucking events, and I'm sure you have too, where there's like fluff and like, you know, people don't talk to each other. And I just like look at the industry and I'm just a weirdo. Like, I just want it to be different. And so I just think like, okay, what's like the ultimate fucking experience that's going to make someone feel amazing? And there it is.
I'm just thinking back right now. If I would have walked in and everybody's out in their cubicles and nobody really said hi, just maybe a receptionist come, hi, Mr. Bakhtiar, thank you for coming. Billie Jean will be right with you. Just have a seat. You know, this is what people do. That's some boring shit. Now already,
and you're not gonna open up. Like me and you wouldn't be able to vibe like this because we'd both be kind of like that professional vibe. Like fuck that. I like the human vibe. You know what I mean? So.
You know, they say when if you want to make somebody happy, you know. Act like you're a dog. You know when a dog sees you, they're happy, right? There was like 30 dogs greeting me right now. Everybody, Sam, like that. And I love that, man. And I knew that I was going to come here. I was going to have a good time. It's like I knew when I come to this place. You know how you see somebody all the time and they either suck the energy out of you or give you energy? Right. You know, I knew as soon as I come here, I'm going to get energy, man. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep right now because I have a little baby boy. You know, you excited.
And I would never know that too, right? Like that's the difference. You don't wear that.
Yeah, you know, I figured, I'm going to come in, I'm going to give up my best. You know what I mean? And I'm going to do my best, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to come in, I'm tired. I remember one time.
It's contagious.
Bro.
It's contagious. That's the word, contagious. Like, if you came in like that, it would reciprocate to me, and I'd be like, oh, he's just chilling. Okay, I'm just chilling.
That's his story.
And then you leave, and then we'd all be like, that was kind of whatever. And then we'd be like, you know what I mean? Like all of it.
Let me tell you a story, man. So there was this receptionist at our Chino location. That's my hometown at the camp, right? And every time I went there, hey, how you doing? I'm tired. You know, I'm like, okay. She has one day. And the next week I go, I'm tired. You know, every time I say hello, she was fucking tired. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, right? So I told myself one day, I said, if I go in here and I say hello, she said, I'm tired, I'm gonna fucking flip. It was one, it's like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So guess what? So I went in there, said, hey man, how you doing?
I'm
fucking tired. I fucking flip. I'm like, what the fuck are you so tired about all the time? I'm like, every fucking time it says, so you're fucking tired. I'm like, I'm your fucking boss. I don't want to hear that shit. Nobody here wants to hear that shit. You're not tired, man. Stop fucking saying you're fucking tired, man. I'm so tired of hearing you're fucking tired. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to fuck off, man. You know, it was like I told myself one more time with a flip, and I flipped.
How did she?
She looked at me like this, and I call my business. That's why I'm not in the operation.
She looked at you and said, I'm wide fucking awake now.
You know,
like, I'm not tired
and that's why I'm not in the operation. operations, Allie, you know my business partner, Allie, she does the operation because she has that kind of patience. You know, for me, I'm like, dude, like it's common sense. When I was working, you know, I worked at McDonald's, man. I worked at Cheese Factory. I delivered pizza. I washed cars in the snow. I made
smoothies.
You did?
Yeah.
Shoot, you probably threw some extra peanut butter in it.
Bro, I did all kinds of weird shit.
I ain't mad at you though.
I'll tell you a funny story about that. You can leave this in or not because it was
we want it.
It was one of the most impactful moments of my life. So, at the smoothie place that I worked at, it was called The Lush in San Diego. I mean, y'all been in San Diego, but my job was to stand in front and hand out samples. This is in high school, mind you, right? So I'm like handing out samples, etc. But I would just always flirt with the girls. And then I would see my friends, my homies would come visit me. So I'd be outside, like just fucking around. And then the owner comes up to me one day and he goes, Billy, you play football, right? And I'm like, yeah, I play football. He's like, what position are you? And he knew all this shit already. I was like, defensive end, like, da-da-da. He's like, oh, tell me how you stand. And like I get down like my 3-point stance, and for those of you that don't watch football, it's where you're like on the ground and all your weight's on your front hand. And he's like, okay, cool, that just stands right there? He's like, that's the one. And mind you, we're in the middle of the fucking mall doing this. And I was like, yeah, what are you doing? And so I'm leaning forward on my hand, and he comes up to me and he goes, watch this. And he goes, boom! And he hits my hand and I fall. And I go, what the fuck was that? Why did you do that? And he said, because that's what you're doing to my business. He said, people coming in to buy shit is all dependent on you doing your job. And the whole thing crumbles when you're off your game. Stop fucking with my business.
Oh, shit.
And I went, oh, shit. Told all my friends, don't fucking come visit me no more. I'm busy working, da 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 da. And I'll never forget that. That was powerful.
That's crazy, man.
His name was Jeff Adler. If you're watching this somehow, fuck you, but that was a great lesson. Well, it's a great lesson.
Here's one thing. I worked at McDonald's for about 2 weeks, right?
Okay.
And I had one of those women bosses. You know, one of them that like they want to prove that they're the top women. Like they have something to prove, right? So you know me, man. You know we're entrepreneurs. We want to do shit our way. You know what I mean? So when the shit like ran, like you got to change the fucking fries. I'm like, no, the fries need another 20 seconds, man. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna leave the fries for no. This shit wrong, man. This shit's like you need more cooked, right? So one time, man, she said, hey, let me talk to you. She takes me outside and she says, Sam, see, this is how we run stuff here. If you want to do your stuff your way or different ways, man, she pointed at Burger King. So you might want to go.
Have it your way.
she told me to go work at Burger King, and then she fired me, man. She fired me. So
good for her.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So look, man, I was looking at your bio, you know, because I mean, I've known you, but I don't know you deep in your bio.
Right.
Yeah. So you went to University of San Diego.
Yep.
Okay. How many years you go there?
You know what's crazy is I went all 4 years. And I literally stopped going, and I had one more class to finish.
So you're like, you know,
I'm a class away from my degree.
You had one more class. You said, "Fuck it, I don't want this right now."
It was even worse. So the way that it worked is I had so many credits. I just had to finish one class during summer. And what the school worked out is they said, "Hey, as long as you promise to do this class, you can still graduate." So I graduated. I had a fucking ceremony.
Oh, so you got your degree?
I had a party. I got paid. You know, you guys think birthdays are popping, no, you graduate from fucking college. People give you money, they give you gifts. I was like, dude, all this. And at the time, I could celebrate it because I was just like, I just need to finish this class during summer. But then my ex at the time, her family said, we're going to Cabo. Do you want to come? And it was during summer when I had summer school.
Yeah, but you can't refuse Cabo, man.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's a no-brainer, man.
But this is where it pissed me off.
I'll come back when I'm 60 to get that shit.
They told me way in advance, right? So I told the teacher before class even started. I'll never fucking forget this because it made me so mad. And I said, hey, Miss Withers. I said, is it okay if I leave for this week? And I said, what can I do to get ahead to make sure that I'm prepared and I don't fall behind? So here I am thinking like, I'm ahead of it. I'm 3 months in advance. Like, this is great. And she goes, well, Mr. Shaw, if you go on that, I don't know what your chances of passing this class will be. This is how far it will put you behind. I'm like, I know. That's why I'm here to kind of da-da-da. And she just pretty much like, the way she communicated it to me and articulated it to me made me so belittled. It was like she knew that she had my future in her hands, in her things. And she was just like, it was a fucking beyond a power trip. And it made me so mad. And so when I came back from the trip, I just said, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck her. Like, you're not going to dictate my success by you giving me a fucking grade in this class that has nothing to do with business. It was called decision science. It was like the mathematical equations behind work. It was so fucking dumb.
Yeah, that's kind of like
Never made it.
Kind of like statistics. Right?
It was just nuts. It was so strange, and I never went back.
Yeah. I got a similar story, man.
Yeah.
So
also non-graduating?
No, I graduated because my mom is Persian, man. She's Middle Eastern. My mom said, in life you can only be three things if you want to be successful. Old school thinking, right? You're either a doctor, lawyer, engineer, and I prefer a doctor. And I was in the bodybuilding. I'm like, fuck, I got to be a doctor, man. I don't want to, I don't want to operate on somebody, and I don't want to drill teeth. So what doctor has to do with muscles and bones and all that kind of stuff? So it's chiropractic. So I went to chiropractic school. When I was going to chiropractic school and medical school is different because a lot of people get accepted to chiropractic school, but then chiropractic school try to weed them out. Medical school, you really got to know your shit. Chiropractic school, you do, but not as hard, right? But when you get in there, they're like trying to make sure you know your shit. So the first 2 years is all basic sciences, and I remember I had midterms, anatomy, physiology, biomechanics, histology, biochemistry, all at the same day. And I remember I was studying for everything. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I just wasn't studying for histology. I just needed an hour of sleep. So I took an hour nap. I literally went to go wash my face. I went downstairs and I fell because I was so stressed out. I had no sleep.
Damn.
I went to Dr. Gubran.
Okay. He's
MD, DC, PhD, triple doctorate.
Oh my God.
Dr. Gubran, I said, Dr. Gubran, I'm all red eyes and red face. I'm all stressed out. I said, Dr. Gubran, I studied for everything. I need a little more time for histology. Can I take it tomorrow? And he didn't even look at me. He looked straight up. He goes, you know something? If you can't handle the program, the curriculum, you might want to do the extended program. It'll take you 7 years though. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this motherfucker.
Oh, you think I got another 7 years to spare? Okay.
So I took the exam. Thank God that the people, the professors that worked under him, they knew that I was stressed out. They gave me all the basics like fat cells and red blood cells. They didn't give me the carcinomas and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, man. But you know what? I use zero of that degree. Right now.
But real quick, you know what the lesson is in there that I just caught? You said, and I remember it, is when you have that exam and you're procrastinating, or maybe you weren't procrastinating, I procrastinated, but you have that exam, and remember the energy of the test is tomorrow, and you stay up all night studying and learning. That's the one thing that I will give school credit to, is we actually prepared for something.
Yeah.
Imagine if we attacked our relationships like that. Where we went all in studying all night, asking for help, all the resources in the world about how can I make my partner happy? Or we all need sales. Imagine if we practice sales like that. Objection handling all single day, fucking reminding the script, flashcards, testing each other with the homies, study groups, meeting up.
Hey,
when we're adults, we stop doing that shit. Well, most people do.
I know how to make my partner happy, man. When I fuck up, I just buy a Louis purse or a Gucci purse, man. That's like a standard issue. I fucked up, man. Here's a Gucci purse. Can we be good now?
It's fine.
Yeah, fine.
Moment of silence for 3 days, and then we good. Yeah.
So you had a job at a call center.
Yeah.
Okay, and that opened your eyes to something that you were appalled by. Can we talk about that? Because that would appall me. You know what I mean?
Dude, it was crazy, man. It still infuriates me to think about. But essentially, I worked at this company. It's called Ashford University. It's still around today. And essentially, it was 6,000 people. Most of them were in the call center, and our job was to call people back and get them to go to college. Now, sounds noble, right? Sounds completely noble, hey, you're reaching people out, you're getting them re-inspired, educating. But when I really started to look at their business model and take a step back, because when I started working there, I just had a failed mobile oil change company, so I still kind of had my CEO cap on. I was like, what are they really doing? And then I noticed as we were calling this list, most of the people that we were calling were minorities, highly uneducated, aren't in college but shouldn't be in college at that point in time. And so we would call back, and I would call it was predatory, preying on people and saying, hey, do you want to go to school? People would say, I have no money. And what they did is said, well, you don't need any money, you can get a loan from the government. Just literally go to this website, call back, fill out the forms, etc., and then you can go and you can pay nothing out of pocket. So what they did is they made the price of their education exactly how much financial aid would give you, so that they can get money from the government, convince people to do it, and then they incentivize. Oh my God, it was crazy. And then in addition to that, you know, there's something called a grant, if you guys don't know. So a grant is money that you get from the state or from the whatever, but you don't have to pay it back. That's the trick. So there's loans, right? You know, financial aid, you loan, you got to pay that back. But grants, you don't have to pay back, and you can get up to $5,500 in grant money. So you had sales reps, and this is where it got out of control, that would talk to people on the phone and be like, look, I don't care what your situation is, etc. Can I be real with you? Just apply for the loans, apply for the grants, and at least you'll just get cash. Get the cash, do the shit, and then just don't fucking go if you don't want to go. And the whole thing, like, it's probably scary how many people did that.
Is that even legal though?
No, they were always in litigation.
I'm not waiting.
The
government ain't gonna tell you that.
They have been sued so many times, and it's hard because you have such a big call center where I'm sure there was some genuine good that came from it, and there was people who were actually helping, but a lot of people were just doing it. So what really got fucked up is they would incentivize the salespeople, the call center people, based on how much you sold, which makes sense. But now people
illegal shit. They say whatever to sell shit they don't need to. You know what I mean?
Exactly what happened, dog. So it just like I hated it, and like I eventually left, and I said fuck it. I found out the CEO of the company made $25 million in a year. Next day, I said I'm out this bitch, and I quit.
So I just heard you say you had a failed business.
Yeah.
And mobile oil change.
Yeah. We would come to you, so you hadn't have to, like the car wash, mobile car wash. Like everybody knows that.
I'm feeling it. I would want to do that right now. But I mean, right,
it was great.
So tell me about it. I mean, it's hard to, you know, because I see how successful you are. Your agency is killer. You have the #1 agency in the world, man. I mean, by far, you know, you've helped us tremendously. You helped so many people. When your name comes up, nothing but good things come from it.
Thank you,
so I see your success here. We obviously haven't seen, you know, all the way down through. So what the hell, you know, what happened? I know you took a loan out or something, right?
Yeah, that was bad. He just went through all my bad shit. He's like, look, I'm gonna just all Billy's bad shit, and we just gonna go through one at a time. All the fuck ups. Well, yeah, that was a fuck up indeed.
Well, people gotta know that.
Yeah,
you know what? You wasn't like an overnight success. You fucking tried shit, failed.
So the mobile oil change company was the first thing out of college. You know. And the reason why that was fucked up is because of two things that I think are the biggest reasons why people fail in business today. And here it is. Ignorance and arrogance. The ignorant side was, I just had no idea. I never ran a business before. I had no idea what was coming up. I thought it was simple because when you look at Shark Tank, motherfuckers go up and pitch, they make a bunch of money. It's easy. Like, that's what I believed it was. But then the second part is the arrogance. The arrogance that me, this 21-year-old kid, was just so gifted, so smart, that I would just figure out how to run a business and just figure it the fuck out. So stupid. So anyways, I was doing marketing for my uncle's car wash, his mobile car wash. I was like, what service should we add on? Oil change. I called up my homie Ryan, who's still one of my best friends today, and I was like, yo, I don't like numbers and counting and shit. I just like sales. Do you want to do the accounting? And he's like, yeah, man. I called up my cousin Tony, and he's really good with cars and shit. And I was like, yo, do you know how to change oil? He's like, of course I know how to change oil. And I was like, that's it. We're in
business.
And then it was SWG Mobile Oil Change, all of our last names, Shaw, Warnock, Glover. And that's what we did. We got a fucking van. We borrowed like 10 grand from Ryan's mom, 10 grand from my uncle. My parents were like, fuck you. You didn't, they were like, you didn't graduate college. I ain't giving you nothing. And so we had these two family members give us the money, and that was it. 20 grand later, we had matching polos. We had this mobile oil change van, which was sick as fuck. We had a website that you could book on, which was big at that time. Nobody had that. And it was huge. And then all of it started to implode when I realized we didn't know how to get customers. Which is why I'm so obsessed with marketing today. Because every fucking business or project I was involved in, the stop was getting customers. Like, we had this great service, but we're like, what do we do?
You have this great service, great product, but nobody knows about you.
We did everything. Me and Ryan, we did fucking door hangers. We did door hangers, like 1,000 door hangers, fucking hot sun, Rancho Bernardo, we're out there in our fucking coveralls doing the whole thing. Then I thought about it, it's like this fucking black dude and this other big like white dude going to people's doors wearing all black coveralls. Putting up door hangers, right? So we do this shit, and then we put them out, and then we go home, we're like, like crack a beer, we're like, we about to be rich, everybody's about to call, nobody called.
Yeah. Me, Louis, and Ali have done the same thing.
You know?
Yeah, we did door hangers on the apartments, man, some sketch ass apartments.
Yeah.
We're doing door hangers, and if we got like 1 or 2 calls, man, oh shit!
And dog, and this is the ignorant logic, is when you first do it, you go, if I put out 2,000, like if you've never done it before, you go, if I put 2,000 door hangers, of course I'm at least going to get like 20 calls. It's the same thing when people have a product. They go, well, if I can just get 1% of the market, do you have any fucking idea how hard it is to do that? It's so ignorant arrogance. And so anyways, that happened. We weren't making any money. We did Groupon before Groupon was hot, like way early. And that's where we started the jump off. So our model was use Groupon, get the customer, and then sell them on coming to the job site. So we said, oh, where do you work at? Oh, how many people are in the company? Cool, do you mind if we set up there on Wednesdays? And that was the whole thing. And then we started getting momentum. We got into a couple companies, but Doug, we were changing oil. I fucking hate cars. I hate changing oil. And I learned the biggest lesson, which is you have to like what you do.
Man. You're like, there's got to be an easier way to make money.
Dog, it was bad.
Hot San Diego under the hot car.
We were making so little money that, no joke, the tips that we would get, me and my cousin Tony would use that to eat. That's how we eat. And then I was staying at Ryan's mom's house. Thank God for her, and she hooked it up. So I still have so much love for her today. But like, it was crazy. And then Ryan, he got a job at the company that his pops worked at, and I was like, well, fuck, I respect that. You got to do your thing. And then my cousin Tony, he didn't even live in San Diego. He was driving down for like 2 oil changes. He's like, I'm not driving down for this shit. So then it was me. I was changing oil. I was fucking making the sales. I was doing the thing. I was the worst at changing oil. I probably spilled so much oil in San Diego. No, I did. And like, it was like horrible. Like I fucked up. So it was me doing everything to support the business. I had to get a job at 24 Hour Fitness. I was checking in people. So my job was oil changing during the day.
You were the dude up front, checking people in?
Bro, I was checking people in. You got your membership card? Boop, I would buzz you, all that bullshit, dog. So that was
imagine it.
That was the real hustle. And like, me and my boy Hector, we would just go to 24 Hour Fitness and we would just put our Xbox in the back. And like, so we figured, dude, we were creative as shit. So when you went to 24 Hour Fitness back in the day, you had to take your card and someone behind the desk had to scan it and shoot it, right? That's how it was. And so we just put the fucking scanner on the front of the desk. We went in the back with the TVs, brought our Xboxes, would play FIFA, and when people came in, we would just yell and be like, you're good, just scan yourself in. Until the fucking manager came in one day on a Sunday.
You're good, scan yourself in.
He said, what the fuck? We had our homegirls over, we were partying in the back. Like, I was the worst. Like, everybody should fire me. I was the fucking worst employee ever. It's crazy. I forgot about all this stuff, man.
You're not even meant to be an employee, man. You're like an entrepreneur from the heart.
Yeah, but I was just a failed one for so long, So it's like, and you got people talking shit, you know how it goes. It's like when you're on your hustle, and like now people call you an entrepreneur and they're like, yeah, he's an entrepreneur. Yeah, he's an entrepreneur.
I'm sure you still got people talking shit. It's just at a different level.
For sure, but you know what it is I cared then. Because
so
hey,
true,
because
bro. So
they
true.
were right.
I just wrote a fucking post about that yesterday. You know
I cared like crazy, and they were right. They're like, man, he says he's an entrepreneur, but he's living at his friend's mom's house, like he owes people money, da 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 da. And it hurt because motherfuckers were true. It was like, damn, I do owe motherfuckers money. Wow, I'm not really an entrepreneur. I don't have a successful business. Wow, like, but it did fail. Like everything they said was correct. And I think that's something we don't talk about is like, we say like, oh, they're just haters. But they were fact finders too.
You know what? They can talk all the shit as long as you're fucking going and not quitting. Because sooner or later, man, you're gonna fail, you're gonna fuck up, you're gonna fail, you're gonna fuck up, you're gonna fail, you're gonna fuck up, you're gonna fail, you're gonna fuck up. And that's why I want to get to all your fails, because we know what the fuck you do now.
Right.
We know you're the #1 agents. We know the Raris, we know the lifestyle. I see the beach house. You know what I mean? And we know what you got now. But I want people to know that no, it didn't happen over there. People see you or see me or see anybody. They're like, oh, he's an overnight success. They don't see the oil changes. They don't see all the shit that you went through and all this stuff. They don't see scanning at 24 Hour Fitness, probably at midnight shift and shit.
Yep,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So they don't see that, but they just see you. Oh my God, and now they're like, they find a different way to talk shit.
What they also didn't see is the studying that went into it to actually figure this shit out. I remember during all of that going back to the University of San Diego because I still had my student ID card, and I would use their not their library, but like one of the rooms where they had the computers and all that set up, and I would work in there, and I would just log myself in. It was like one of those new buildings, nobody ever came in there, and I'd be in there for like 4 or 5 hours a night. People don't see that shit. They don't know that.
Yeah.
My team probably don't even know that, but it was a grind.
Yeah. So when did you have the breakthrough of, look, I need to learn marketing. I need to get in this because I knew it because like when my mom said become a doctor.
Yeah.
Right. I had $150,000 in student loans. I come out, and not many people know this. $150,000 in student loans come out, $30,000 in credit card debt. I come out, and I'm trying to get a job as a doctor.
Yeah.
As a chiropractor. They were paying me like $3-4 grand a month. I'm like, shit, I can't even afford an apartment.
Right.
You know, I mean,
or how am I going to pay this back?
Yeah, how am I going to get paid back? So I was getting calls from the creditors. I was getting calls from student loans. You could delay student loans for a little while, but after a while, I'll delay them. Like, I keep interest. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't pay the credit cards no more, you know? So you know, I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to go back to my mom. I filed for bankruptcy in 1999, in 1999.
Wow.
And that was devastating.
How'd that feel? Yeah.
That was devastating. I felt like a loser. Felt like a loser because I hated fucking people calling out, hey, you're a payment, you're a payment. My phone kept fucking ringing.
Well, and here's the catch about it is some people hear bankruptcy and they assume that like somebody was just like lazy or you were fucking like you had the skills, you invested everything. That's the challenge. It's like it wasn't like you were just some schmuck. You were doing your thing.
No, bro, I did everything I could, man. I
followed the book.
You know what's funny? So now, you know, like everything's cool, whatever. You know, bankruptcy is supposed to like go out of your 7 years. So you think, right? So my credit score right now is like I just got it back to the highest it's ever been. It's like 827 or something like that, right? I got it, you know. So anyway, I went to Costco and everybody was like, hey, you know, Costco, get a Costco card. As much money you spend at Costco, you know, give you your money back and percentage back and stuff like that. So I'm gonna apply for a Costco credit card, got denied. You know why? Because Costco was in the bankruptcy.
Oh,
Costco was in the bankruptcy. I'm like, wait a second. I got platinum, everything. You know, I'm working on the black card. I know you got one probably.
No, I don't. I don't.
I'm working on the black card.
You know, they said this is a complete side note, but they're like you have to spend at least $7 million a year to get your fucking black card. I was like, what the fuck? So we actually this is so whack.
You'll put your ass on it.
Doug, we did. I had our CFO change everything to just our sole card. And so I'll let you know when we fucking spend it.
Put in a good word for me, man.
It's so stupid, right? But it's like, nah, I just got to get it. It's just a milestone.
Yeah.
Whatever.
For me, it's a milestone too. You know what I mean? But I got denied, man. Right now, right here, millions of dollars in the bank. You know, house paid for, cars paid for, everything. I mean, I go to Mercedes. I don't even have to sign for it. I can put it on my company name. You know what I mean? I can't get a Costco credit card, man. I can't get a Costco credit card, bro. That's so no matter what.
I'm gonna troll you. I'm gonna just start sending you videos of like me at Costco, like credit card.
Actually, I told my wife, man, I'm like, can you get us a Costco credit card? I'm gonna put it under my wife's name.
I love it. I love it.
So when did you discover that you needed marketing? You know, because like when did you discover like okay,
that's a good question.
You know, because I mean you know that you couldn't get customer was the hardest thing for you to get. Yeah. So what happened?
So when I was at that school that I couldn't stand, I was doing the cold calling. It doesn't mean I didn't learn anything. I learned a ton, right? Which was, at that time, the power of online education. And so I saw that, like, you know, people were paying these high ticket amounts to receive information through these PDF files. And I was like, no, can anyone see this? This is a huge opportunity. So my buddy at the time, his dad had a program online to help people quit smoking. And I said, can I license your program, put it in the online classroom format, and can I sell it, and I'll give you a percentage every time I sell it. Nice. And then I quit the company, and that's what I did. So the company was called Rethink and Relive, because it was about how you think about smoking has to change a relationship, whatever. So anyways, there was a bunch of products underneath that brand. But when I started to sell these things, that's when I realized it was hard as fuck. I did call centers. Like I was like a call center, I hired a call center to do it. That completely ate like shit. Like I tried probably about, 23 different things. And finally, I stumbled across this thing called Facebook ads. And I'll never forget, I spent, $60 and I made a $5 sale. And obviously I lost money off of that. That's not good. That's not good. But it happened while I was sleeping. And that was it. I said, holy shit. I just made money while I was sleeping. And then I also said another thing. I just said,
the American dream.
I was like, I had like 200 people go to the site. Instead of one person just buying, if I had like 12, I would have actually made money while I was sleeping, and I was fucking obsessed. It literally, they say rewire. It rewired the way that I think about business. I could never think the same again, because I was like, I never have to trade time for dollars because the internet could fucking create shit
all day long.
And then also too, I was just like, I just have to get better at this stuff. So how can I get more people to say yes? Well, I got to get good at writing. Well, I got to get good at the targeting. I got to get good at the cost per click thing. And so I started doing this thing. I went my own ways.
Hey, you already love video games, so you just applied the love of that to that.
Dog.
The video game wasn't making money, so you might as well fucking.
But it was real shit. Yeah. To me, it was like I've always had that brain of like simulations. It was a fucking game. It was like this dashboard, and I'd be obsessed all fucking night, like just loving this fucking ad stuff. And then I started to realize there's cheat codes to this game. And you know what those cheat codes are? Coaches and mentors. I realized there was people who were already advertising. I started buying little ebooks, $19, da-da-da. I started
going
doing
through
this.
the funnels and see what I'm doing.
I started, and at the time nobody was funnel. Nobody said funnel. It was like WordPress plugin, like da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting here, I'm getting, and I'm getting this juice. I'm getting the game. I'm like, wow. And I just went deep into the hole, man. And then I went my separate ways with that company I was licensing. And then I was back at square one at my parents' house. They finally forgave me for the college shit. And I ran an ad one night, and I was just like, hey, do you want me to run Facebook ads for you? And essentially, I meant to spend like $30 on that ad, and it was just a video of me talking about how I can help people. I ended up spending $600 on a credit card on that ad, and I woke up nearly in tears because I realized how much I spent, and I didn't know what I was going to do to pay that money back. And I noticed I had 25 appointments of people who wanted to chat with me. So then my brain said, okay, well, if I can get one of these 25 people to pay me at least $600, I make my money back.
Yeah.
I won't lose money anymore. I was like, shit, maybe I can even make some money. Well, $10,000 the next day.
Nice.
And I said,
$600, $10,000. That's a good
and then
ROI,
when that turned is like people are like, they started to see my success. I said, what are you doing? And then that's when the franchises started hitting me up. They're like, well, do you think this will work for my industry? And I was like, I don't know, maybe. Boom, work for a gym, 123 leads in one day. And I was like, oh shit, they're like, that's more than we've ever gotten in a month. I said, oh, that's cool. Do you have any more locations? Franchise, sure. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, 300 locations, 500 locations, 600 locations. Now I'm like, I need help building a team, hiring, moving out of my parents' house, and everything started to fucking come at once. And so I had to learn every skill. So I always tell my team, I've done everybody's job. Yeah. Every single one of their jobs. I did the videos, I did the editing, writing, directing, the fucking.
Well, that's a good mark of a CEO, though. That's a good mark of a CEO. Like what it takes in every single position. You know the timeline. You know exactly everything. You know all the moving parts, man. And
I don't even know how I would manage it if I didn't.
Yeah.
So like, and that's when you go to the leadership team. Now I understand these things, but it's been a hell of a learning process.
So you started with Facebook ads. You started crushing it with many companies. I know you did a lot of fitness industries. I know you helped us tremendously. And then you ventured to others, and right now, you're big on video. You're the king of video marketing, right? So tell me, for the people who are just wondering out there, what are like the top 3 things you should do in video, and the 3 things you should never fucking do in a video?
So the biggest shift that I think is happening right now is I'll call it the age of the human being, meaning when you're advertising, no longer is it cool to look at the camera and go, hi, my name's Bill Jean, and I've been doing real estate in the San Diego area for 23 years. You can trust us. Call me now. Like that shit.
That shit was legit though.
but it's dead.
Yeah.
Like, because on social was personal, right? Like where the customer lives now has changed. It used to be in television, print, that was the format. On social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, where we spend most of our time, the conversation is conversation. And so when you're creating your ads, the number one thing that you can do is fucking talk to people. Talk to someone like they're on the other side.
Yeah, kind of
like
disrupt them. Kind of disrupt them a little bit, right?
Fuck yeah.
You can't just be like, because I mean, you know this. What's the average scroll rate? I've seen some stats and stuff like that, but you literally got a tenth of a second to capture them, or you'll lose them, right?
Exactly. And that's why, it's the conversation. Like, one is like talking to someone. If you're not talking to someone, they're not listening, right? Like, imagine me talking to you and not actually, I was just talking over here, it'd be weird. And then the second thing is, how can you make it entertaining, right? Using things like props, using things like music, using things like appearing. So for example, like right now we're in frame of the camera, but if we walked off the camera and then walked into frame, that would grab people's attention. Little things like that. How close you are. If I don't know if this camera's tight or not, but if you can see my eyes and my emotion, etc., that creates trust between someone versus more of a wide shot where you can't see, all these little fucking things. But as far as what to do, have a real fucking conversation with someone, and then ask them a question and make that question the number one problem that they're facing. And then solve that fucking problem for free in like a minute or 2. You want someone to like you, teach them something new. That's really the shift. If you can teach someone something new that has an immediate impact on their life, then they're gonna start to be fans of you.
It's an automatic trust thing, right?
Automatic trust, like, wow, that's that motherfucker who, like, he told me to do this in my ads and it did increase. Like, oh shit, that's my guy, that's my dude, you know? And then, I started to, we had the agency forever, and then so many people were like, well, can you just teach me this? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know, because I don't really want to deal with that shit. I just like the agency shit. I was really hesitant about it. And then I realized the scalability of my impact could be so much greater having a dual model.
I know our company came in for a day. You know, you did. you taught us at a broad scale, from a 30,000 foot view, to exactly what to say, to how to roll your eyes, you know, like to everything, man. I mean, we were just not over here just shooting. We were taking acting lessons. You know what I mean? So it was very profound to see the psychology behind it, you know, and it really kind of solidify why you're like the king of video right now.
Thanks,
you know, when it comes to video
marketing. I
marketing.
always tell people, like, you know, something that is a non-normal tip you wouldn't hear is take an improv class. You know, if you Google IMPROV, IMPROV class in your local city, and all it is like a group of like actors, like probably 5 to 7, that sit in a room and they role play. So it'd be like, hey, we both walk into a bar, we haven't seen each other in 5 years, but the last time we talked is, you know, we got into a fight and now you're married to my ex. And then they'd say 1, 2, 3, go. And it's like, what? And you just start talking and you have to put on these personas. It's this really simple exercise. You can do it at home with your friends, but it's amazing how it brings your personality out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a weird tip, but I'm telling you right now, like, I'm looking for ways to monetize the video revolution.
Yeah.
Like, everything is going so video, and I just feel like a lot of people aren't really ready for it or prepared.
Is that the biggest shift you see right now from a couple of years ago to what it is now? Is that what you see the biggest shift, or do you see anything else right now that, you know, we need to know about, or people are watching or listening to this need to know about?
I think video is the biggest one because of competition. So, for example, if we both own a restaurant and all you have is images, but I have like 60-second videos that display the environment, the food, like, it's going to be really hard for you to compete.
Yeah.
So I just think competition is going to force that into play.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is everybody having an in-house marketing team and video team, that will be a standard. Because what makes us great at what we do on the advertising side isn't the fact that we're great, because we're not. We mess up all the fucking time. Like, nothing's perfect, right? But what we're excellent at is we got a team of 5 people in-house and another team of 5 people who create ads and test shit all day.
Yeah.
So I say people, like, right now, if I was like, hey, you guys go out and make a video ad, by the time you thought about it, decided to do it, took action on it, it might be 3 weeks. And then once you put it up for 3 weeks, then you got to test it. That might be a month that goes by. Well, every month you also have expenses kick in. And so it takes you a month to test something. It probably won't work because that's how the game goes. Meanwhile, we have an in-house team, and by the time it took you to test 1, we can test 30.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just that's the formula, right? And like, even right now as a company,
Fell
like, we're
faster, but you discover faster.
We fell fucking fast, dude. We're failing right now. Like, we're coming up with some new shit. We're fucking failing, and it's just whatever. You just keep going, and then you will hit, and then you spend a bunch of money.
You know, all you need is one fucking winner, man. You know what I mean? All you need is one fucking winner. It's like, you know, I remember Grant talking about it. You know, he said in baseball, it's 3 strikes and you're out. You know, he goes, in real life, it's unlimited. You just keep swinging. All you need is hit that fucking ball one time.
And that's the thing. So a lot of our winning ads, we've been running for years.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so okay with failing, because it's like, once you get the hook, that's an asset that you can use again and again and again.
See, the problem I think with most people in life in general is that they want to swing one time and fucking hit it out the park, and that doesn't fucking work that way.
Never.
You know, I mean, when I'm looking back at everybody that I've interviewed, you know, from Grants, you know, to everybody, you know, Manny Koshman's, Ed Milet's come in, you know. When I'm looking at their whole life, the whole story, man, the difference between people who actually are fucking made it and people who don't, is just they just kept going.
I could not agree with that any fucking more. I genuinely believe that, like, entrepreneurship is the people who are willing to just learn more and fucking lose more.
Yeah.
Learn and lose. If you're willing to fucking learn and keep progressing and fucking lose, but the problem is when people don't have that instant sell, that's when they fucking quit.
Yeah.
And I didn't quit like you didn't quit. I just fucking moved to the next homie's house. I lived at my friend's mom's house, then I lived at my fucking cousin's house, then I lived at the homie's house, and then I just moved fucking couches. It's like I'm gonna figure this thing out. I may have to get some jobs in between, I may have to detour, etc., but I'm gonna fucking figure it out. But people aren't willing to fucking fail, and that's why they never get it.
Yeah, they want comfort. They want to say, you know what, I need to make this much.
It's a complete game of risk reward.
So now you're at this point where you got everything you want, Billy. You got everything you want. I mean, you know, at a certain point, I always say, you know, I'm willing to bet, just like me, if I get $100 million check tomorrow, your lifestyle going to be the same. Like, you got the nice homes, you got the nice cars, you love what you do.
Yeah.
You know, you might just buy a couple extra things here and there, but I mean, nothing crazy. You ain't gonna, you know what I mean? That means that you are good,
Right.
right? What drives you now? You know, what drives you now? I know back in the day what drove you, because you don't want to be in somebody's couch no more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
You know?
You know, this is funny you asked this at this time, because to be transparent with you and everyone listening, I don't know. It's been really hard for me to, like, you know, I guess, like, I have to reset new goals, because everything that, you know, I did want, having it, and then you just realize that maybe that wasn't for. I'll give you a great example. So yes, there's the monetary things, right? Where it's like the house, the cars, and then you get them and you're just like, whatever, it's a fucking car, whatever, it's a fucking house. Like it literally changes nothing. It is tight to have. I love it. Everyone get a Lamborghini, they're great. You know, get a fucking penthouse.
And a Ferrari.
Get a penthouse. I switch them out for each other. Get a penthouse, it's fucking sick. Have a great view, good things. I'm not hating it on at all. It's awesome. However, you know, I genuinely like wish I appreciated the journey more, because I feel like I hurried up to get to here, and now it's just kind of like, I don't know, like I thought I wanted to do speaking, and that was gonna fill that void. And I've spoke for the last 3 years on a bunch of different stages, and I do love it, and it's a cool chance to connect, but I'm also fucking tired of it. I tell my team, I'm like, I don't want to travel anymore, like I don't want to do this shit.
You got a
And so,
family, you have a little one.
I got my fucking daughter, you know, like that's been the only constant, is like I've loved that relationship. But like, I would tell everybody, like, whatever you think you want and where you think you're gonna be, you'll like it for a little bit, and then you're gonna fucking change, because we're human beings. And so I think right now I'm in that shift of like, what's the next thing? And I have a hard time identifying sometimes, to be honest with you.
You know something, man? I mean, I'm looking from outside in, man. You know, and I might be wrong, and you tell me. You know, when I'm looking at you, like I see like Steve Wozniak. You know, and let me tell you what I mean by that. Like the dude. You know, obviously, you know, at first, like, you know, you want to make some money, and he did. And after that, he got everything. The dude just wants to fucking create cool shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, when I talk to you, and when I saw your enthusiasm, when my team came in here, the way you talk, you really like this shit. like you really do. You like some people like marketing because it makes them money or this and that. Like you that video game guy, you know what I mean? You know, playing, and you're trying to do shit, you know, so you love this shit. So I think that you're trying to create the next cool thing, and you know, and then come up with the next thing, man.
100%. And like, even to me, like I always say, like, you know, as I'm 31 now, and as I come in like to these 30s, 40s, I was like
31.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm old as fuck right now, man. Get out of that, man.
I realized that, like, you know, investing in other companies and building other companies will be a part of what I do. But my biggest thing is I still will always love to tell stories and make videos with these guys. Like, that's fucking cool to me and timeless. I just want to do bigger projects, you know? Maybe like a fucking movie. Like like that's where my brain's at, you know what I mean? But my thing will always be in love with sales. So if we make a movie, which we will, fuck it, I'll just say it here, we'll make a movie. It will be an entrepreneur story, journey, something with entrepreneurs, but we'll sell something at the end. You guys ever seen a fucking movie and at the end instead of credits, it was a pitch? That's what the fuck you gonna see now.
You know, to see like, part 2, opt in here.
Yeah, exactly. Right in the middle.
You're right in the middle, like right when somebody about to get in. Part 2. Insert $5.
Dude, real shit. I love that. But like, that is cool shit that my brain thinks of, and like, also too, I just kind of like, you know, it's like having those things, it's like practicing appreciating, just being happy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really happy being able to spend time with my daughter and go swimming with her, and like, that's the most exciting thing for me right now.
Dude, you're just a happy-go-lucky guy. You always, I'm sure that everybody has their moments. Like every time I've seen you, you know, anywhere, I can see generally you're a happy-go-lucky person.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? And you give, when I see you, I feel like that guy that gives me energy. You know, so I was like I told you, I was like 3 hours late. I came here, I was like, oh man, but your crew pumped me up, you pumped me up.
Yeah.
And
you know what it is? Sorry to chime in. You just sparked something, but I think it's just like I'm so insanely hyper aware of how easily I could have been in a different person's shoes. You know, like growing up, like how my parents did and shit. Like I realized how I could have got a different deck of cards, and maybe I wouldn't be me.
I got a college degree and work for somebody.
Yeah, it could be anything. You know what I mean? But like even real shit. Like I could have been addicted to drugs. Yeah. Like I could have, you know what I mean? I could all kind of. So it's like, whenever I get into that state of like a funk, I just check myself, and I'm like, you sound like a little bitch right now.
Seriously,
Billy. You sound like an ungrateful fuck, Billy. That's the internal conversation that I have.
So I have to ask, man. You know, I remember we're in Newport, you know, Laguna or something like that. You came and spoke to the Arate event, and. Yeah. And, you know, I saw you outside, man. You had your sports car, you know, and I saw the license plate and it says, I'm black. And I was on the floor laughing.
You
my
guys have to
ass
edit
off.
in there, show them what it looks like.
Yeah.
So
It says I'm black, man, and I'm going like this. I'm like, oh my god, like the dude is letting the cop know ahead of time, like don't pull his shit out, man. I'm black. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Shit.
So tell me like the logic behind, because I mean I love shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love your humor. I love the you know the way you soften things up and all that kind of stuff. Because
So
I mean,
what's the thinking behind it?
yeah, what's the thinking behind it?
It's like three-tiered, right? It's one.
Yeah, motherfucker, I'm black and I got a Ferrari, bitch. Shut up.
I think one, it's like, you know, I think like growing up in the neighborhoods that we were around, you never saw a Ferrari or Lamborghini. Ever.
Yeah.
Never. You go to La Jolla, like I'm born and raised in San Diego, you go to La Jolla, you see them. But almost every time you see them, who's driving them?
Yeah.
Old white dude.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a thing. And then if there was a black dude, what did they do? Sports, music.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, I want to drive around, I want people to see it. And I want
Old
some
white
kid
dude
to
with
be
a
like,
hot young chick.
yeah, 100%.
You know what I
Yeah. And so I want to drive around, I want people to see it and be like, yo, I can get that too. Like, you know what I mean? It has been a beacon. Then secondly, is from an advertising perspective, like it draws an insane amount of attention. And when I'm selling products or services or building brand or whatever, like that type of attention is easy to monetize, man.
Yeah,
It really is.
yeah.
It's a flip. A lot of people say like, well, do these cars cost you money? I'm like, absolutely not. Like we talk about like, hey, like is a Lamborghini douchey or whatever the fuck it is. Dude, when I post something about the Lamborghini, my engagement goes fucking through the roof, which gives me more opportunities to sell, to build, etc. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I'm definitely like.
I want to ask you a personal question, because Roger is a real good friend of mine. You know, he's a light-skinned brother like you.
Yeah.
You know, and he went to University of Chicago. He's all proper, this and that.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, he said something about like he still like gets slack from the police because he's black. I'm like, Roger, shut up. I'm like, Roger, that shit doesn't happen these days. Not in Southern California. Because so diverse. He goes, bro, it happens. Have you ever got that? Honestly.
You know, it's one of those things where I remember me and my ex were arguing in the car, and like, how many of you been in an argument with your fucking self, right?
Every day, all day.
Here's where the thinking changed, and it was like right around the time where like, you know, you saw a lot of like black people getting shot in the news. It was a very hot topic, right? So we get pulled over because I made an illegal turn. Like it was just like a whatever. We're just in the neighborhood. Like I just made a legal turn, and the cop pulls me over, whatever. That was fine. But then I was like, cop pulls us over there. She's still mad at me, so she's arguing with me. And I'm like, the black thing became so vivid in my mind, because all I could think about, large black dude arguing with blonde girl. Cop coming up from behind. Oh shit, I'm gonna get shot. Like it was a real fucking thought. And that's when I was like, that's the difference. You know what I mean? And like it's different in different places. 100%. I told her, I was like, she was sitting there arguing, I just didn't say anything. And all I could think about was right here. And I was just like, yo, this is how shit. And then I even put myself, take the cop out of it, white, black, Mexican, anything. If he's coming up to a car, someone makes an illegal turn, you see an argument with this, yeah, you kind of in there like, what's going on? You know?
Yeah.
So 100%, man, like that's like surface level, but there's issues. And, you know, then the other side of it too is just because someone's a cop doesn't make them racist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
like,
of course.
and I appreciate officers and support what they do and fucking love it, etc. But there definitely needs to be more, you know, conversations around.
Yeah, man. I gotta know, man. I gotta know.
Yeah, no, I love that question.
So what's next for you? What I mean, I know you want to, you know, maybe get into movies, you know, going to make a movie and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, what's next for you? What right now are some of the big things you're working on? You know, I know you're constantly creating stuff.
Yeah, I think for me, like, I am obsessed right now with brand.
Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so being the most recognized and influential entrepreneur in the world is like a goal. That's what I think of. No matter which way I pivot, I want that, but not because of the, like recognized. Like our ad's been seen 500 million times. Every time I fucking go outside, I'll get recognized, right? Like that's not it. It's when you like look at Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner said, I want to make a makeup brand, $1 billion brand, just like that, because her brand is so strong.
Yeah.
Right? Like you see these, you know, influencers, musicians, artists, athletes, when they decide to start something, it blows up because they have that. So like, I think of brand like a fucking, you know, a big ass weapon that you just build and build and build. And then when you want to fucking point it at something, you can blow any business up
100%.
just like that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the biggest thing for me. I think right now, like, I've reached a point financially where not just financially, skillfully. I believe I'm so sharp up here that if all this shit went away, I genuinely believe like I'm not gonna have to worry about money again. I just fucking get it. I know. I want to bring my team with me, and I think like I'm doing this thing right now called Autonomous August, where I'm not helping at all in the company at all. I'm like literally stepping back. Can't ask Billy for shit. Don't make it a pay.
Yeah, you even have shoes on, bro.
I don't. Yeah, like that's
you can't with socks on.
But like, I told the team like I'm out. And for me, it's just growing this machine here so that they can experience the same, which also will impact me and have me do better. So I think that's just the people that I love, just putting them on, building the fucking brand, and I don't know, I'll figure it out from there, having fucking fun along the way and hanging out with my dog.
So glad you brought that because I had Dan Flashman on the show.
Yeah, shout out to Dan.
And we asked him, who needs to have a brand. And he goes, you don't have a choice. You already have a brand. Everybody has a brand. I mean, everybody, whether you like it or not.
It's just what people think of you.
Your perception is your brand, right?
100%.
So for those young entrepreneurs coming up, right? And with the whole social media game, and
I'll give them a fucking tip right now.
Give them, please.
Have a brand based off of your fucking skills, not based off your desire to have a fucking brand. I think everyone wants to be fucking cool and swaggy for being fucking swaggy. Because I have enough likes and other people think I'm swaggy, so like that means I'm dope. Like, be someone who is followed because of what you fucking do, right? Like, at the end of the day, I take pride in like I'm followed, but I'm followed because I got serious fucking game in advertising. I'm not perfect, but I understand the way the small businesses work and operate, and I have a highly sought after skill set. That is my brand, that's my message, etc. Like, don't be just the fuck that wants to be famous to be fucking famous,
Oh yeah, be famous, but you got no skill set.
What do you do? Like, what the fuck do you do? Like, and that's the thing is like, the respect comes from people who can do, like John Legend. We all respect John Legend, right? The motherfucker's been playing piano for 30 years. That's a practice. That's a skill set. They have skills, right? Like Rob Dyrdek, like fucking gangster dude, just killing it. Professional fucking skateboarder. That fucking is a beast. He's an animal.
I was just telling my team that.
He's an animal. He's my favorite entrepreneur.
I've hanged out with him a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I was hanging with him last week. This motherfucker is smart.
Yes, extremely.
Like you wouldn't think. I'm like some skateboarder, or like he just got lucky. That's got a stereotype. I think,
dog.
but that's how I'm talking. I'm like, that motherfucker is systematic. Like he gets up at the same time, he eats the same thing, he goes to his like little egg machine, meditate, do thing, and then he told me he showed me how he does all his business. He got a system to make his wife happy. Like automatic email go out and text and shit. I'm going like this. I'm like, give me that system because I'm failing at that shit right now. I'm like,
there's the upgrade to the Louis bags.
Yeah,
that's the next one.
I'm like, So I'm so glad you brought him up because that guy is a whole new
fucking man.
Like I'm looking at him like I'm like going like, gosh, man, like I never knew.
So I think that to me is like the reason why we respect a doctor is because you understand the sacrifice, investment, and everything that goes into it. It's a specialized skill, and so the biggest thing I want to tell people is like if you want an entrepreneurial brand, you have to put in the time, effort, and you have to create something worth being admired, right? Create something that actually
just
is
one
there.
fucking thing and be the best at it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like, but don't like, and also too, that's how you meet people. People always wonder like how you connect with people. It's have something to mutually exchange. Right? Like when you sit in a room full of bosses, everybody has their thing. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare that you see someone sitting at the table that doesn't have a secret, whether it's reach, audience, a select expertise, a skill set, like you have a thing. So if you were sitting at the table right now with all those people that you look up to and admire, what would you talk about? Or would you just be asking for help the whole time? You shouldn't be sitting at the table. You shouldn't be sitting at the table. You ain't there yet. You should still be prepping the table. Y'all need napkins? You good? Forks, because that's how you pick up game enough to sit at it.
That's profound, man. That's profound. What are you doing for your personal brand right now?
Advertising like fucking crazy. Here's the fucking truth. You can pay for your brand.
You basically are running gasoline on that shit, right? Nitrous.
I am buying brand right in front of everyone's eyes, and people don't even realize what a powerful play it is.
So tell me some of your secrets.
Yeah, there's one.
Take notes, guys.
Literally, there is one secret to the entire thing, is money will put you in front of whoever the fuck you want. And then people go, wait a second, but I don't have money. That's the thing, is you don't actually have to have the money. Let me explain. If you can sell more than you can spend, that's the entire secret. So for example, I might spend you know, $10,000 on ads today, which will get me seen millions of times in different countries, whatever the fuck, who cares? But if I spend $10,000 today, but I make $11,000.
Keep going. You keep going.
That's the secret.
You keep going.
It's like, that's the whole fucking, and it's, listen, it is the only thing. Like that's the fucking game. That you can win anything, you can overtake any company. It is everything. I'll say it again. It is everything. That simple formula. Now I use big numbers, but even if you're like, well, Billy, I ain't got that shit right now, I'm just watching. Spend $5.
$5.
Spend $5. You can still get your ad seen by thousands of people just for that $5.
I boost my shit $10 a day.
That's it.
I don't got what you got, but
exactly.
$10 is cool.
$10 a fucking day, right? And then you ask yourself, like, hey, from that $10, how many followers does it give me? How many emails does it give me? How many phone numbers does it give me? And can I make more than 10? And as you get good, you start flipping, you know, shit better. So I'll give you an example. Like in May, we spent about $530,000 in ads, brought in $2 million. Did I pay to build a brand, or did I get paid to build a brand?
You got paid.
That's the fucking
You got
secret.
paid.
I got paid
So-
to build a brand. Like, that's crazy.
So I guess what I'm hearing is this: if you advertise the right way and you can track your metrics,
Yes.
right? Advertising is not an expense; it's an investment. Is that what you're saying, right?
Yes. It's
yeah.
like, it's the ultimate asset. And the reason why it's relatively open is because, one, it's newer, because, you know, you had to in the past rely on TV and print, etc. But now, because it's on your cell phone, on these self-publishing platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, you can take it into your own hands. And that's the switch. And then the second thing is fear. Fear has a lot of people not playing because they're like, well, if I spend money, I'm not going to make it back, etc. That fear keeps people out of the game, which keeps the opportunity wide the fuck open.
That, you know what? That's golden, man. I've you know, and I know you gotta go. I'm gonna wrap it up here soon. I can talk to you all day, Billy.
Same,
you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, but you know, but I've heard, you know, Kevin O'Leary last week.
I love Kevin O'Leary.
And that dude is,
He's my favorite
raw.
shark.
He's not your favorite.
Sorry, Damon.
Yeah.
I love Kevin. I love Mr. Wonderful.
You know what? I'm going to. Yeah, Damon is cool, but Damon ain't cool. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? I think I go between Kevin O'Leary and Mark Cuban, but I think Kevin O'Leary is the raw fucking truth. That motherfucker just tells you you deserve to die in hell. If you fucking
well, you know what I love him? I love how he refers to himself as a disciplined investor.
Yeah.
So I loved watching his money think. Like when he talks about the companies, he really comes from, and I love it. I love it.
So he said that businesses usually go out of business because the cost of acquisition of a customer exceeds the lifetime value of the customer.
Yeah, it's math.
You know what I mean? And when he said that, I'm like, fuck. Because a lot of people don't even know the lifetime value of their customer.
So you asked me what I'm thinking about, and I have been obsessing about this. It's like, so Billie Jean is marketing. What do? We teach people how to advertise, help people advertise for people. That's this bucket. But all those people are entrepreneurs. Yeah. So I've been obsessing with what else do these entrepreneurs need that I can use my brand to throw gasoline on. We talked about credit. Like, you know, a lot of entrepreneurs probably need help building their credit. Why don't I have a resource that I'm driving them there? Yeah. A lot of entrepreneurs most likely don't have a trust or a will, thinking about their future. Why am I not being a gap in the bridge there? So my brain's been going full circle. Okay, Billy, as you build this brand, what are other ways that you can monetize this brand so that the lifetime value of the customer not just exceeds, but fucking like 100x's, and that's where the profit is.
And nobody talks about that either. Yep. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talked about credit before. No, you know what I mean?
And it's so needed, right? Like, I mean, think about when you have good credit, there's so much cool shit you can do that I'm just learning about because I had 400 credit, you know, fucked up from trying to figure all this shit out, right? And I'm just like, damn, now all these tricks, like, you know, like when I bought my Bentley, I had a Bentley for a while. Like literally, I had to put $5,000 down.
I remember seeing the video.
Yeah, I had to put $5,000 down. Like to me, like that's cool as fuck, right? There was like a $170,000 car. I fucking put $5,000 down. I was like, shit. When I was selling Toyotas, I used to sell cars, selling Toyotas. I saw people with bad credit had to put $5,000 down on a $10,000 car. That's 50% down payment because credit was fucked up.
With 25% interest.
Thank you. Real talk, like fucking 18%, 23% interest, 12%. Like it was really high interest because it's a risk. It's a risk for the bank.
That's crazy, man. Well, bro, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
It's been dope. I like
you know, like I said, man. I mean, you know, I can come here and talk to you every single day, man. You're cool as fuck, man, and I learn something from you every single day.
It's mutual.
Now, for people, for whatever reason, they haven't seen one of your ads that are like been like 5 billion views or whatever it's not, where can they find you? You know, what is your Instagram handle? What's the website you want people to know about?
Go to Instagram.com/BillyGene, Gene, is marketing, or go to our website. Go to our website, you'll get Pixel, and I'll just fucking advertise to you forever.
Hey, you know what?
You show up on our fucking website, you're gonna see us for a long time.
I just wonder right now, if you just put Billie Jean, don't even put marketing, just put Billie Jean. I think he's going to outrank Michael Jackson in the fucking video. You know what I mean? So, appreciate you, brother.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much, man. God bless.
Feel better,
Thanks for being here.